Okay. All right. Hi, guys. Hello. Welcome to Vedantu. Welcome to We Learn English. I hope all of you are doing great here. 1 minute. Let me just check. Perfect. So, yeah, a warm welcome to all of you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this amazing session of phrasal verbs. We are going to learn to use phrasal verbs in real conversations. Well, this video is again a part of the series Learn to Speak English in 30 Days. We have been learning to use grammar topics, other vocabulary concepts, phrases, idioms in real conversations. And now we are going to see how that we can use phrasal verbs in conversations. So stay tuned and let's get started. Let me see how many of you here. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, all of you. Hi, Sakshi. Hey, I'm fine, Sakshi. How are you? I'm fine, Anu. How are you? That's great. Durvesh. All right. Hi, Babu. How are you? Simran has a question if I remember. Of course I do. All right. Hi, Chavi. Hi, Chavi. Welcome to the channel. Looks like you're new to the channel. Chavi Sharma. Anu. All right. Welcome to the channel, Anu. Okay. Chalo. So, guys, before we talk about the topic, why don't we talk about something really important? So, if you see, every student is learning online these days, and online education has many benefits, no doubt. It saves time, it saves energy, there's a lot of interaction happening, and of course it's fun online. But then online, when you guys are learning online, these are the problems almost every student talks about. There is a problem of doubts, notes, planning of tests and assignments, preparation for competitive exams, the choice of schedule, and the choice of language as well. These are the problems. Now the good news is there is a solution to all these problems. All these problems can be solved, and the better news is you get these bonus features also. So when you enroll for Vedantu's Pro Subscription, all your problems of doubts, notes, tests and assignments, competitive exams, preparation for competitive exams, choice of schedule, and choice of language, all these problems can be solved. Not only that, you get these bonus features where you get unlimited access to live classes, you get all micro and crash courses. There'll be daily performance reports that we send to you so that you can track your performance. And of course, you get this personalized attention in the sessions. Yeah. So all these are pro features here. Now, how is it you can get all these pro features? You simply become a pro student. And how is it you become a pro student? Well, I'll tell you that. Stay tuned for that. Let's talk about phrasal verbs first. If you remember, I've already done a video on phrasal verbs. The previous session on phrasal verbs, wherein the name of the video is, the title is Top 10 Phrasal Verbs for Effective Communication. Yeah, if you see, let's understand what a phrasal verb is. Okay, phrasal verb in conversations. Let's understand that. See, for example, um, let's just understand this with an example. In case you have missed the previous session on phrasal verbs, so this is what I need to tell you. So look at this here. For example, if I say shout at, so if I say the teacher shouted at me because I haven't done the homework. So shout at means the teacher is angry, okay, and the teacher is shouting at someone, and that's what the meaning of the phrasal verb shout at means. But then when I say shout to, you see, I'm only changing a preposition. The verb shout remains the same. I'm only changing the preposition and I change it to. So when I say shout to, that's a different meaning. So shout at has a different meaning, shout to has a different meaning. Shout at means that you're angry with the person and you raise your voice and you shout at the person. Shout to the person, that means the person is far away from you and you actually have to raise your voice, like kind of increase the volume of your sound so that you are audible to the person. So shout at means that you're angry with the person. Shout to means you're simply raising your sound, you're raising your the intensity of your sound, of your voice, so that the other person can hear you clearly. So when I say shout to, it means you raised your voice, so that because the person was maybe far away from you and you had to shout to the person. And shout at means you were angry with the person. So that's how phrasal verbs are different, right? And if you see, it's very important to know phrasal verbs because that makes your language interactive. Not only interactive, it makes it easier to understand. And of course, it's a sign of good communication because phrasal verbs are used by native speakers, native users of language. So whenever you want to use a phrasal verb, okay, so be it a formal communication or informal communication, there are phrasal verbs for formal as well as informal type of communication. And it's really important to learn phrasal verbs so that we sound natural in conversations. Now, I'll just do a quick recap of the previous session. I will not cover all 10 phrasal verbs. I'll just cover the first two to three. And of course, I'll go through it quickly, just like a quick recap. And then we'll see how that we can use the phrasal verb in the conversation. So look at this here. If you look at a very common phrasal verb, the phrasal verb put away. Look at this here, put away. So if you look at the combination, the verb put and the preposition away, put away. This means to put something in its place. When we put something in its place, that's put away. So example, if I say your clothes are all over the floor, please put them away. That means you put them in place, put everything in place. Okay, I put away all the toys, then cleaned the house. So, put away. Look at the second one. Throw away or throw out. That means to put something in the garbage or trash. So, the bananas were rotten. So, I threw them away. I threw them away or I threw them out. I accidentally threw out some important documents. You kind of discard it in the garbage trash. And third one, if you see, for example, get along with, that means to have a good relationship. My parents get along very well. They have been married for 35 years. We get along with her boss. We enjoy working for her. So that's like get along plus the preposition with. Okay. And look at this here, fill in, that means to give some missing information. We say fill in the blanks. So, for example, please fill in the missing word in this sentence. My brother dash is 12 years old. So, of course, we'll use the verb is here. So, the missing verb over here is. That's why we say fill in. Look at the second sentence. I filled in two forms and paid $200 to get a passport. Filled in. So, it's like filling in. So similarly, we have other phrasal verbs: give up, find out, figure out, bring up, to work something out, and to point out. These are the top 10 phrasal verbs, and I've explained all of these in detail in my previous session on the phrasal verbs. So if you haven't watched that video, if you haven't watched the video on the top 10 phrasal verbs, so I would rather advise you to check it out in detail if you want to learn about phrasal verbs in detail. Now this video is more about a quick recap. So we have just done a quick recap of the phrasal verbs. Now what matters is that we see the conversation. How is that we use phrasal verbs in conversation? So look at this, guys. Look at this here. Sakshi says you're new. I don't think so, Sakshi. But anyway, welcome. All right. Yes, Srinivas. Shout with. Hey, thank you so much, Indiraj. Means a lot. Thank you. Okay. चल ठीक है. Okay, thank you, Sakshi. All right. So let's look at this here. So when I say there is a conversation between a teacher and a student, let's take an example of this here. A conversation between a teacher and a student. So the phrasal verb we are using here is figure out. Figure out something. That means to understand. Figure out as in to understand. No, when you say when I'm trying to figure out something, so you say I'm trying to understand something. So teacher talks to the student, says, teacher, I'm sure you have understood what I'm trying to explain. He's like, I'm sure you have understood what I am trying to explain. So student says, there is one thing that I'm still trying to figure out. So look at this here. The student replies and says, yes, I've understood, but there is one thing I'm still trying to figure out. Okay. So teacher says, okay, please tell me what it is. So this is how a conversation is happening. You see, figure out. The phrasal verb figure out. So the next time when you want to use the phrasal verb figure out, first know its meaning. The meaning of the phrasal verb figure out is to understand and then use it. Then use it in the conversation. Okay. Let's take an example of another conversation. There is a conversation between two friends now, and the phrasal verb that I'm using is to work something out. So look at this here. We can say to work out something, or we can say to work something out, which means to find a solution. When you want to work out something, to work out something, that means you want to find a solution to something. So if there is a conversation between two friends, again Dhiraj and Sanal, yeah, don't worry about the name Sanal. I'm kind of used to using his name now. So look at this here. So Dhiraj says, hey bro, what's wrong, you look tense. Hey bro, what's wrong, you look tense. Sanal says, yes bro, I have to submit a project tomorrow and I haven't even started yet. That's what he's saying. He's like, yes, bro, I have to submit a project tomorrow and I haven't even started yet. Dheeraj says, oh, don't worry, we will work it out together. So look at this here, work it out. We will work it out together. We will work it out together. So work it out over here is, that means we will find a solution to it. So don't worry, I'm your friend and I'm going to help you. This is what we do when your friend is kind of tense or worried about something. We try to help our friends. Either we try to help them, या तो हम उनका काम और बिगाड़ देते हैं. So in this case, Dheeraj is trying to help Sanal, where he says, I have to submit a project tomorrow and I haven't even started yet. So Dheeraj says, oh, don't worry, we will work it out together. Yeah, like this, we'll figure it out. We'll find it out together. That's how it is. Yeah. So guys, this is how we use phrasal verbs in conversations. Yeah. These are just two examples. These are just two examples. So my suggestion to all of you is take phrasal verbs as any other component of learning English. English language, if you see, it's a combination of all the components that we have. So grammar is one component, vocabulary, phrases, idioms, right, collocations, and all that. So when we say phrasal verb also is a component. And then when you learn phrasal verbs, what you do is first you know what the phrasal verb is, get the meaning of the phrasal verb. For example, you come across this phrasal verb to work something out. You know its meaning, and then use that in examples. So use that in examples and use that in your conversations. So when you speak with somebody, start using those phrasal verbs after you know the meaning really well. Yeah. So know the phrasal verb, know its meaning, use those phrasal verbs in examples, and finally start using those phrasal verbs in conversations. That is what will make you sound like a native speaker, right? So the next time you will speak, you will sound like a native speaker, you will sound natural, because that's what phrasal verbs do. That's the magic of using phrasal verbs for effective communication. So that's all about this particular session, guys. Make sure you check out my previous video on top 10 phrasal verbs, learn the phrasal verbs in detail, know the meanings, and start using them in conversations. All right? Perfect. So, and if you haven't subscribed for this pro subscription, if you are still not a pro student, make sure you become a pro student with Vedantu's pro subscription. Guys, the link is given in the description. Okay, click on the link and this page opens up, where you will have where you have an option to select your grade. Vedantu caters to all 12 grades, right? So simply select your grade, then you select your board, that is CBSE, ICSE, or Maharashtra State Board. Having done that, check out all the details. Check out all the details of the subscription. If you see all the details of the pro subscription, all the amazing features. What are the amazing features you see? Unlimited access to live classes. You interact with India's best master teachers. There is unlimited in-class doubt solving, planning of test series, assignments, and study material. There is going to be guaranteed score improvement. Of course, when you get all these amazing features, your scores are going to improve for sure. And of course, you decide the schedule. You choose the schedule that suits your requirement. So once you like all these features, once you are convinced about this, which I'm sure you will, simply click on get subscription. Having done that, go for a 1 month, 3 month, or a 6 month subscription. Remember, if you use my code DG Pro, there is a flat 20% discount. The price of a 1 month subscription, the actual cost is 2,700 rupees. And when you use the code DG Pro, it drops down to 2,159. For a 3 month subscription, the actual cost is 7,000 rupees. And when you use the code DG Pro, it drops down to 5,599. For a 6 month subscription, the actual cost is 11,500 rupees. And if you use the code DG Pro, it will drop down to 9,200 rupees. If you are in any grade between 6 to 8, if you are in 6th, 7th, or 8th grade, and if you wish to enroll for a 6 month subscription, the cost is a little different here. The actual cost is 10,000 rupees, and then when you use the code DG Pro, it drops down to 8,000 rupees. All right, and the pricing remains the same for a 1 month and 3 month subscription. It just changes for this. It is just different for the 6 month subscription for 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. All right. So that's all about the information, guys. I'm sure you really enjoyed learning phrasal verbs and learning to use phrasal verbs in conversations with DG Sir. And I'm sure you find the video useful and helpful. The link for the pro subscription is given in the description. It's also there in the pinned comment. Do not forget to use my code DG Pro. Thanks for watching. If you really find the video useful, please express your love by hitting the like button down there and leave your valuable feedback in the comments. Be it positive feedback, negative feedback, you can leave that in the comments. And if you haven't subscribed, to the channel, make sure you subscribe right now. Do not only subscribe, hit the bell icon as well. All right, so I'm signing off now, and let's catch up at 8 o'clock tonight, this evening, with Menti quiz. So at 8 o'clock, 8 to 8 p.m. session today, we'll have a Menti quiz as well. So let's gear up for that. All right. So bye for now. Take care. Have a great day. Take care. Bye bye.